This is your United States Congress. Their task is to write laws that protect those they represent. Well, in 1983, they passed Social Security reform legislation to protect Social Security. The headline said, Social Security saved for the next 75 years. Their plan was based on raising Social Security taxes and using the excess taxes to build a cash reserve for the now retiring 74 million baby boomers. Social Security taxes went up over 250% in one 10-year period as a result. Did 535 members of Congress have any idea of how their saving Social Security for 75 years legislation would affect their fellow Americans? Now, just a little over halfway through their fix, and we'll use this chart to demonstrate how their legislation did affect one young couple named Jake and Ann, who at the age of 25 were married. After marriage, their combined household income was $100,000. And Social Security was receiving $12.40 for every $100 they earned. After their first year of marriage alone, Social Security had received $12,400 from this young couple. By 1995, Social Security had received $66,000 from Jake and Ann. Overpayments totaled $15,905, or 18% a year more than needed. By 2005, Social Security had received $231,000 from Jake and Ann. Overpayments now total $72,574, or an average of 25% a year more than needed. By 2015, Social Security had received $478,000 from Jake and Ann. Overpayments now totaled $114,535, or an average of 29% a year more than needed. At the end of 2020, Social Security had received $620,000 from Jake and Ann. Their total Social Security tax overpayments were $120,000. Over the past 25 years, Jake and Ann had overpaid their Social Security taxes by an average of $4,814 a year, and Jake and Ann are still 11 years away from full retirement if nothing changes. Do you see a trend here? Now consider this. How would Jake and Ann's life been different had Social Security not taken $120,000 more than needed from them? Would Jake and Ann's personal retirement account contributions have been a little bit larger? Would Jake and Ann's children education fund contribution have been a little bit larger? Would the down payment on their new home have been a little bit larger, making their monthly payments a little bit smaller? Would Jake and Ann's kids' future inheritance have been a little bit larger? Would there have been less financial stress on Jake and Ann's family all these years? What if all the Jake and Anns living in their community hadn't had more than needed taken from them? Would the children of their community be looking forward to a family inheritance rather than inheriting a government debt? Would the whole damn country be a little bit better off had 535 members of Congress had not taken more than needed from the paychecks and retirement checks of their fellow Americans? Any meaningful change has to begin with dinner table conversations all across, similar to this one between Grandpa and Grandma, who are receiving a Social Security check, and their children who are making good on Grandpa and Grandma's Social Security check every month. So let's eavesdrop for a minute.
Kids, this is Grandpa. Your mother and me want to thank you for making good on our Social Security checks every month. Both of us want you to know that we're not happy with what's been going on.
Kids, this is Grandma. We both realize there's more to Social Security than our retirement checks. So we're going to support a plan that reinvents Social Security for the next generations.
Grandpa and Grandma have both come to realize that their silence has allowed 535 members of Congress to spend $2.8 trillion Social Security tax dollar overpayments on unintended, then replace the spent $2.8 trillion with a new $2.8 trillion debt their kids, grands, and greats will have to pay again, plus interest. Are you beginning to see why 535 members of Congress can no longer be trusted with our retirement dollars? And like Grandpa and Grandma, are you ready to support a course correction? Well, here it is. It is a comprehensive, community-based, constitutionally grounded plan that begins reinventing Social Security for the next generations. It is called the American Family and Community Rebuilding Act, or AFCRA for short. And it begins by taking our Social Security retirement dollars out of the hands of the 535 members of Congress and bringing them back home to Main Street America, where we can all keep an eye on them. It's all laid out here at www.realjoepower.com. So review it, then share it, and do what you can to support this movement. God bless you and yours, and have an awesome day. Remember, silence is no longer an option. It's time for us all to speak up.